Oh, I see that emoji. I see you over there, Luke. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Throat officially cleared. What's up, Harmony? Good to see you. David, I'm going to get an MRI to find out whether or not I have claustrophobia. Ah, very good. I was like, wait a minute, what? Harmony, it's coming. We're going to probably get a little bit more, I think. I'm hoping. We're going to get into a better pattern for said rain chances. For sure, for sure. Let's go 24 on that guy. That rolling. Yes, the special effects are back. So am I. Bill Taylor here, Ken's 5 Digital Center. Happy Friday night. Blessings to you and yours. And yes, it is a chicken on a stick. I had to wear it. I know it's not Fiesta. I did wear it during Fiesta. But here's the deal. Kind of funny story. This shirt I won here at the Fiesta party at Ken's 5 last year when I correctly answered, what does El Rey Feo mean? What does that stand for? And I put my hand right up, the Ugly King. And I won the shirt. I was like, yes, because I love this shirt. I always get great compliments on it. All right, so the storms. Oh, the radar hasn't caught up with it yet. It will right there. Let me see if I can put that on and make a difference there. But it was about 3 a.m. for San Antonio. So here's how things unfolded last night. 9 o'clock, and watch this storm cell cover Kendall County. It went under a warning here for Kerrville by 10:30. Now, I'm tracking this storm, right? And you can see it weaken quickly as it drops into Bandera. Look at that, at about 11:48. So when I saw it start weakening, I was still here at Ken's at this hour for sure. I left at about 11:45 last night. And once I saw 11:30, I told our director to go home, because we stay put just in case something crazy happens. You just never know. And so I'm just running crawls last night. It wasn't serious enough to break into programming, but I'm here in case. And so when I saw it weakening as it's entering Bandera County, I said, okay, time to go home. So walk you through this. I get to about this point. Now we're at midnight. We're good, right? I get home. I'm going to text my good friend, David Lynch, one of our digital producers here, and tell him to take down the feed on Facebook. We should be quiet. When I got in bed, I look at the radar one more time and I see that. And I'm like, uh-oh. And one of the models I showed at 10 o'clock last night, and even here last night on the Facebook Live, showed a very aggressive line like this forming and dropping into the city by about 4 or 5 a.m. Okay, wow. Sure enough, look at what happens. And so I texted David, I said, hey, and I got out of bed when I saw this. Of course, I'm looking at this at this point. So it's like right about here. Yeah, because it was about 12:15. And I got onto our computers here, realigned everything so that and I said, hey, keep the loop going. We got another line on the way in. And so the loop stayed up last night for those who were awakened, because look what happens. At 3 in the morning, this line comes in, and it was fierce. Now, it was non-severe in Kendall, Northern Bear. Comal went under a warning for a short period of time with some hail. But look at that, heavy rain, plow through, and by 5:50, it's cleared off to the south. It broke up over the city, although, look at that, Pearsall got some pretty heavy rain across Frio County, and then it moved farther to the south, and then dissipated completely, never even made it to the coast. But yeah, some really good rain did fall, I'll tell you that much. In fact, take a look at some of these rain estimates, especially around the Kerrville area and north, because they got 2 good rounds of it, of Bernie. So it was one line you see there, south of Kerrville to just east of Comfort, between 4.5 to 5.5 inches of rain. Really nice, really nice. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Thanks, Terry. An inch of rain in Spring Branch. Good stuff, Brian. Some good healing rains. Thunder woke you up all right? Dogs get so scared. 2 inches on the far west side and even near Leon Valley for that matter. Inch near Medina Lake. Let's toast to that. That's always good. 1 inch up 281 near Bulverde, Spring Branch. 3+ northeast of Seguin. So good deposit, because May has been painfully dry, painfully dry. Speaking of dry, guys, let me show you the latest drought monitor, which was updated yesterday. It's called a drought monitor. I like to just call it a drought report. Of course, when I'm looking for it, I'm not going to find it. Unless I don't have it here in my rundown. It doesn't appear that I have it. So let's go ahead and do this first. Because of the drought, I'm going to have to find that drought map. Stand by. There it is. Because of the drought, the aquifer has been dropping steadily. Today was the first day in I don't know how long we didn't see the aquifer drop from one day to the next. Today it didn't change. It's very, very low, but it did not drop today. It's been dropping like 6 to 8 tenths of a foot almost every day. This was updated yesterday. An exceptional drought covers Bear and surrounding counties. I don't want to go that far in. Whoa. What about there? And west on Highway 90, almost all of Uvalde County, Kinney County, Valverde, Eagle Pass, almost all of Atascosa. You get the idea. So the aquifer is down to 623.1 feet. And this is one of the lowest readings we've ever seen. This is in the top 4 lowest readings in aquifer history. So the Edwards Aquifer Authority makes history today by declaring stage 5 permit reductions for the San Antonio pool. So when we say stage 5 with the aquifer, when the aquifer declares a stage, it has to do with permit holders. It has to do with large irrigators, big farms, things that are between almost, entities and the aquifer. Not individuals, not you and me, not our home watering. That's the SAWS watering rules, which we are still in stage 3. This is the first time ever that the Edwards Aquifer has taken their permit holders to stage 5, okay? In fact, the last time the level at the J17 index, and this coming in from the aquifer, we're looking at that's, by the way, the 623.1, that's the J17 well, which is out by Fort Sam Houston. The last time it was at this level was in June of 1990, okay? So 622.7, and you can see we're lower than August 84. So we're coming up on that number 2 lowest reading in aquifer history, the number 1 being 1957 and 612. Because it says the only other time the levels were lower was during the 1956, also known as the drought of record. Now, here's what's interesting, and this was from Ann Hayden at SAWS. The current drought is similar, because since I was talking about stage 5 with the aquifer, let's just lean into the SAWS folks and see, hey, are you guys thinking about anything? And so I emailed Ann Hayden, and I just love Ann. She's always very prompt to respond and get the information to you guys. I mean, is there anything more important than water in a city for the size of San Antonio? So, and kudos, same, at the Aquifer Authority. Mike De La Garza, thank you so much, as well as Ann Margaret, thank you so much for just prompt responses. I mean, I'm not lying. Within a minute to 2 minutes of me sending an email, they send back with a reply and an answer. I mean, you just get such great immediate response from them all, so God bless them. So this is what Ann said. The current drought, similar to the severity of the drought in the 50s, the difference between the 50s and now, SAWS more prepared to successfully manage severe drought. Diversified water supplies, and they're new ones, okay? Water conservation programs as well. SAWS customers have been key to minimizing the effects of the drought. It's really up to you. It's up to your conservation efforts. It's up to sticking with the rule of only watering once a week on your designated day during the certain hours. Remember the 7 to 11 rule, only watering between 7 and 11 a.m. or p.m., okay, and only once a week based on your address, and no watering, no irrigation over the weekend. Hand water, go ahead. Soaker hose, that's fine. But as far as sprinkler systems, automated ones, or even the ones that, I was doing this, or remember the old dance? I was doing it on the dance floor. I'll admit it. I'm not scared to admit it. I did it on the dance floor a couple times. You'd squat down and come up. It was kind of, come on. It used to bring the house down. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, they really make a difference. You follow those rules. That's why the rules are there. If they're followed, remember, conservation becomes a water source. Conservation becomes a water source. So please continue to observe stage 3. And here's what else Ann had to say. While SAWS customers remain in stage 3 under new watering rules, residential customers should remember increased water use for landscaping can be costly. This is not a good time to invest in new turf grass or other vulnerable plants. Stage 3 surcharges go into effect when water use above 20,000 gallons per month and can increase bills significantly. Okay? So here's what she offers, and here's what SAWS offers. Customers should consider SAWS's new program on delaying new planting and receiving up to $600 for 4 200 square feet acres or areas. For more information, gardenstyle.com/pause. Garden Style, one word, like the garden style, S-T-Y-L-E, SA, San Antonio, SA.com/karate chop pause. Okay? For more information on the new program from SAWS. So yeah, historic day on the aquifer. We've never seen that before. Welcome to Memorial Day weekend. It is official. This is the weekend. We memorialize those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. We are free because of the brave. We thank all of those fallen that, again, provided freedom for us. And we pray for the families that are left behind by so many of our soldiers who have gone on. Here's what we've got. 97s on Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day. So they're red because it's a weather impact alert on the heat. Remember, the heat index is going to be high, but look at Monday and a very good chance of getting some rain. Right now, I say very good. It's not 80%, but it is 50-50. It is 50-50. Sorry, I haven't looked at the questions because I wanted to get all that Aquifer information out. Harmony, they've got great coupons on that site. Oh, awesome. Lots of cost savings. Thanks, Harmony. That's the site. GardenStyleSA.com. Ruben, hearing we're going to go back to water shutoffs within the next 5 years like in Cuba. I don't think that's true, Ruben. I haven't heard that at all. Oh, no. Yeah? Okay. Maybe at church on Sunday, maybe I do it. I'll do it in the lobby, right? Just it gets the people going. The question, are they ready for it? That's the only... Are they ready for it at Gateway Fellowship? That's Gateway Fellowship Church. You're all invited. Please come join us on Sunday, 9, 10:45, 12:30, or online at 10:30 with me. I'm the online pastor there. But truth be told, I don't know that they're ready, Harmony. I don't know. I just don't know. Replace the headlights on my car with strobe, so it looks like I'm the only one moving. That's pretty good. Let's talk about Monday. No rain tomorrow, no rain Sunday. This front is going to hold off. The moisture is going to be high in the atmosphere, so get ready for the humidity. Make sure you're hydrating, wearing light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. Do everything you can to beat the heat. Don't overeat this weekend. Try to eat light. Mini meals really help. If your body's labored into digesting a lot of heavy food, you're going to overheat if you're outside. So take breaks, stay inside, get by the water. Splash pads are all over the place now. There's new ones at the Rock at La Cantera. There's new ones at the Pearl. All right, so here's future radar. As we see now Sunday, like I say, Sunday should stay dry. And then as we get into Monday is when this front comes in, and it's looking like the afternoon to evening. But then we're in a new pattern. Look at this. Rain Tuesday afternoon. Rain Wednesday afternoon. Look at that. Rain Thursday afternoon. Look at that coverage. So it's several days. A new pattern begins right on Memorial Day and takes us for several days. And we could be seeing upwards of 1.5 to 2 inches over the course of the next 5-6 days. That would be a blessing. We need every drop right now. We need every single drop. I'm looking to see if we've got long-range rain potential. Let's see what we've got here. And if this is lined up for us tonight, and then we'll get to the 14-day. All right, through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. See, look at that, even better. Wow. We will do this. Two hundredths of 1 inch there. So where was that? Long range rain potential. Nice. Okay. So I might take that out. So I really want to get to that rain potential graphic. I might take this out too. So yeah, the heat index is going to be something to be reckoned with this weekend. And that's why we have the weather impact alerts, because again, I want you to make sure you're staying hydrated and paying attention to your body. Your body is designed perfectly to warn you of when it's shutting down, when it needs a break. Remember, if you stop sweating, you feel your pulse increasing, You get a really good headache, you're nauseous, you're vomiting. Those are all signs of heat stroke. And you've got to call 911. Heat stroke can be fatal. So there we go. 3 of the next 4 to 5 days are weather impact alerts, heat and rain, and then temperatures get back to seasonal, or get to seasonal. I don't say get back. I don't think we've been there in a long time. Upper 80s through Thursday the 29th, then 90, and then we keep going. Back up to the mid 90s by the beginning of June. So as we wrap up, what's nice, as we wrap up May, we're going to do our best to get some much needed rain in what has been a very, very dry month. One of the driest Mays we've ever had. Right? Angelis, what's our chance of seeing good rain? Terry, best chance on Monday, but several chances. 30% Tuesday, Wednesday. Looking at 1.5 to 2 inches is what we're hoping. So Karen, not necessarily Saharan dust. Yes, you know, it usually happens over the summer. We can count on it just about every summer, and it did inhibit tropical development for a pretty good period of time last summer. But what we're also watching right now is some of the smoke from the agriculture burn in Mexico. That was compromising our air quality yesterday. Air quality today was moderate, which is one step up from good. Good is the best, and you know, not great, it should be, right? But good, moderate, unhealthy for sensitive groups, unhealthy, dangerous. So we were unhealthy for sensitive groups. I wasn't going to do that. You were watching to see if I was going to show that finger, right? I wasn't going to do it. But it's unhealthy for sensitive groups like those with COPD or asthma. You've got to have an inhaler with you, and emphysema or any kind of respiratory issue. But even elderly and infants are going to have labored breathing in those kind of situations. They did, Tony. What's going on, my man? Hope Tamina's doing well. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the hurricane forecast. I don't mind talking about conditions that are favorable for more hurricanes than fewer hurricanes. We're kind of in between La Nina and El Nino this year. Remember, El Nino typically means fewer. Usually when you have a La Nina is when you're going to have more storm activity like last year's prediction, but last year's prediction didn't really come to fruition as much. But the point being that to say we're going to have this many storms by number, we know about hurricanes so much ahead of time that it's just not necessary to be forecasting a number of hurricanes every single. Like I said, I like getting a good briefing from these experts on what the conditions are looking like for the upcoming season, but to really get into, you know, like 17 names, and let's look at the last 10 years. Have the numbers really changed that much? It's always within about the same 2 to 3, right? Let's say 15 named, 7 to 8 storms, 3 to 4 major. That is it about every single year, isn't it? You know this. So anyway, it is what it is. It's one of those things that people, I think the public is used to it, so you guys expect it. I'm good with that. But if it was up to me, I wouldn't put one out. I would just let's talk about the conditions. Should we have an active season or should we have an inactive season? Here's what we're looking at. We're still going to, of course, have to let it play out, and we'll see. But as of now, it doesn't look like it should be too active, or it should be. But this season is expected to be about average. We're going to have storms. We have to have them. It's how the earth cools. The earth uses the hurricane to cool itself. That's why we have hurricanes. That's how the earth sweats. A hurricane takes warm air and warm water from the mid-latitudes to the poles. If you look at the behavior of a hurricane, every one of them wants to get to the poles. They run into land along the way, absolutely. And they're destructive, but they serve a purpose. Unlike a tornado is just a freak weather phenomenon. But hurricanes serve a purpose. They're transporting warm air and warm water to the poles. It's how the earth cools, okay? All right, guys, I got to run. We've got Ken's 5 News at 10 in less than 30. I love y'all. God bless you. God bless you. And have an awesome weekend. I'll see you at 10.